Okay, so it seems like we're live. I'm here with Mark Reid, and he was interested in having a discussion, and so was I. So I figured we'll have a discussion a little bit. I believe in God, and apparently he doesn't see reason to believe, so we'll just go from there, I guess.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, and hello to whoever's watching. Good to see you. Good morning. And yeah, no, I don't see any good or sufficient reason to place belief in any god. Um, guess the question comes up of whether that's agnostic or atheist. I don't really mind the label. I don't really care. I guess that I'm atheist in regards to some gods. I like, for instance, the gods of Scientology. You can make a strong case that they're absolutely fake, kind of thing. Um, as far as the God you believe in, would have to talk a bit more to try and pin down exactly what that is, um, and to see whether what my stance on it would be. Um, so I guess I've got a few questions. When you say God, do you reference the biblical God?
Yeah, it would be
And
the biblical God. Yeah,
is this God the creator, some sort of creator deity of the universe kind of thing?
right. If you're going to talk about the God, it would have to be the God of the definition of the Bible, which is the creator, yes. Yeah.
I'm sorry, the God of the definition of the Bible. What did the Bible that
Well,
is well, the problem is that when you say, like, I think that what you're getting at is that the one that the Bible defines, right? And the
right.
problem is that lots of different people read the Bible and they have all kinds of different definitions. So that doesn't really help me pin it down that much. I've got some sort of more questions. Um,
Yeah.
so you do concede that two different people, like, there are multiple interpretations of God from the Bible, right?
Well, I'm thinking if a person has a strong idea whether or not God exists, he would have to have a good definition of God in order to be able to say that he doesn't exist.
Sorry, can you take that through me again? If somebody has a strong belief in, they'd have to have a strong belief in God to say that he exists. But why should that be pinned down to one definition of God? I'm not getting the lead on from that.
Well, we have to be talking about the same thing because we could otherwise be talking past each other. I'm talking about one thing, and you might be think I'm talking about a unicorn or something, and I'm not talking about a
Well,
unicorn.
no. See, the thing is that, like, I'm fine to go with whatever your sort of saying God is, that your interpretation of the Bible's God. All I'm saying is that two different people, and I've met multiple different Christians who say that they follow the God of the Bible, but have different interpretations as to what that is. Right? A Catholic
Um,
may think that interprets God slightly differently than, say, a Baptist, for instance.
well, yeah, the interpretation as to how we live our lives and what we say and what we teach is can vary, but we should have to have the definition of God, um, in agreement in a definition of God
Okay.
first. You know,
That's fine. That's fine. Well, I'll just ask some more questions about your definition and go from there. So, does this God interact within the world in some sort of physical way?
he can, yeah.
But does he?
Well, I would say he does, yeah. But it's a matter of belief or interpretation as to whether it was God that acted or interacted with the universe or the world.
Okay. So they may have in the past, they may in the future, but they don't currently, do miracles or anything like that we could evaluate to see the truth of this proposition?
Well, God could. I mean, it's not like we can determine what God would do. Although this one God, we have
Well,
some
I'm not.
more.
I'm not. I'm not really asking what he could do by your definition, like what he could do. I'm saying, does he actually perform miracles? Is what I'm asking, or anything physical that we could evaluate in the world.
Yeah, I would say so, but it would be more a matter of my interpretation as to his his involvement, because I
Okay.
believe that
Well,
everything
I'm
is.
asking for your interpretation. That's what I'm
Yeah,
asking for. Is your interpretation?
yeah, yeah. I believe that everything is by his instruction, by his authority. So anything and everything that happens to me is by the power of God.
Okay. And just, I guess I'll throw one more. Is this the Trinity God that you believe in?
Well, the Trinity is an attempt to try to define or explain God
Okay.
as being in the a part of the universe, the creator of the universe, and yet not physical, not a physical entity or being.
Yeah, I don't really mind what it's. I mean, I guess you could explain something with a entity. It doesn't really say whether it is or is not, in fact, what it is that it explains. So you've basically got a sufficiency there. It's sufficient for the universe, and that's great. But what you also need is whether it's necessary, and I'm not convinced of that. To me, a Trinitarian God doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Is the God one thing, or is it three things? I'm very confused by this concept, and I've never gotten a straight answer.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty good question, and that's something you think about when you first, come to consider God, whether
Okay,
whether he's one or three. But actually, you're talking about three different things. You're talking about
so it's three
the
things.
creator of the universe, and you're also talking about the redeemer of the universe, or the physical, or God in the universe. God in the universe is one thing, and God creator of the universe is another thing, and his spirit is another thing, but they're all one. They all act as one.
Okay, so this is where it falls down from me, because logically, are you aware of the sort of laws of logic that we sort of presuppose as fundamentals to understanding everything?
The
Well,
presupposition.
the foundational laws of logic. So you've got the law of identity, the law of non-contradiction, and the law of excluded middle, right? So they're all rationality flows on from these logical sort of baselines kind of thing, these basic logical steps. Like, for instance, the law of identity says that when I refer to something, like my coffee cup, for instance, I'm talking about everything that is that coffee cup and nothing that isn't that coffee cup, right? It's the law of identity. It basically says that when I refer to this, I'm talking about this specific thing right here instead of that and something else. What you've sort of said it doesn't make sense to me, because it violates sort of one of the laws of sort of non-contradiction, which says that something can't be something and not something at the same time. So basically, something can't be my coffee cup and not my coffee cup at the same time. And so you've just told me that something is three and not three. Something is
Well,
one and not one, which
can
makes no sense to me whatsoever.
can he be the creator of the universe and enter into the universe?
Well, I mean, if you say that there's three things that he is, he's still not three things. You've got three attributes on one thing. right? But the way I've been described is these three things: the creator, the physical thing of the universe, and
Well,
the spirit.
is
They've been
it
described as three separate things.
is
So,
it is it okay to make a distinction between um, being visible inside of time and space and being a spirit and being not um, not confined or restricted to time and space? Is that okay to see those three different aspects?
well, yeah, I mean, something can have those three aspects, but they're not three different things. You're talking about one thing with three attributes sort of given to
Well,
it.
that's
But
yeah,
it sounds
that's
it
why
sounds
that's
like
why that's why we say God is one.
okay. No, that's fine. But the Trinity, as far as I've been explained, and I'm glad you're clarifying what you believe to me, is that the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost are three separate things that are also one.
But would you agree that you have to make a distinction between Father, Son, and Holy Spirit?
I don't know. I don't believe in any of it, so I don't make any distinction. I'm not, I don't have a dog in the
Well,
race here.
yeah, but isn't that this what we're discussing? Because you would have to make a distinction between the Son born of a virgin and the Holy Spirit who comes to speak to us,
I don't know.
and
Do
the
you?
Father who is not consisting of time and space
Oh, look,
or
Jungle. I
restricted
don't.
by time and space.
I don't tell people how their beliefs work. If they want to believe it's, three separate entities, then so be it. But what doesn't work for me is like saying, hey, they're three separate entities and also one entity. That's just logically incoherent to me. um, but I don't tell people, hey, they have to be separate or they have to be together. I don't have a stake in this at all. I don't
So,
believe it. So I don't make any designation on what your belief structure is. Why would I do that?
well, in order to be able to say if God exists or doesn't exist, you would have to be able to, know what the definition of God is, or gods or gods.
Yeah, but I wouldn't make that description. I wouldn't come up with that because I don't have any belief in God. So I don't come up with a description or a definition of God. You're
Um,
defining your God claim right now. I'm not defining mine because I don't have one. I'm not claiming any gods.
well, I guess, well, if my explanation of God doesn't exist, then what is your explanation of what exists? What is that?
What do you mean? If something doesn't exist, then it doesn't exist. You don't have to replace it with something else. I don't get what you mean by that.
Well, what's your explanation of everything you see?
What's my explanation of everything I see?
Yeah.
Well, how far back do you want to go? I mean, I live in a unit. Somebody built it. That was done by a human. Humans evolved over time. That goes back to, presumably abiogenesis. I'm not completely sold on that because abiogenesis is not yet scientific theory. So I'm not sure of where humans came from. Um, the universe, we know a lot about the expansion of the universe from the Big Bang. What caused that? I don't know. There's a lot I don't know.
So,
Um,
are you sure about whether my God exists? Because you're not sure about whether your cause exists.
well, I when you say sure, it sounds like you're looking for some sort of absolute knowledge. And of course, I don't have absolute knowledge. I'm disinclined to believe it because you say that God interacts in the physical world, sort of, and does these things where I see no evidence of it. Well, hang on, I'll alter that slightly. I do apologize. I misspoke. I see no good evidence for it, or strong evidence, if you would prefer, for that claim. And it's one thing to go, okay, well, I claim he does all kinds of things, and what is lacking is the methodology to show it. So
Well, maybe we can go back to a definition of God or gods as we see them in the world. Would you agree that the ancients were seen
we don't see them. You may see them. I don't see
were
them.
my question, were the ancients describing something actual or imagined?
Were the ancients describing something actual or imagined? I don't know. They obviously had an experience with something. Was it imagined?
Well,
I would
yeah.
say it's likely, but I don't know for sure.
Like like is lightning imagined or is it real? Is the sun imagined or is it real?
Well, I think lightning's real. We've got a lot of evidence to demonstrate that lightning's real. We have a lot of understanding of how lightning works. We can
So
use it to implement various practical things.
so
But
it's a real power, real force then.
well, I would imagine, yeah, absolutely. Unless you want to
And
get down
and
to like really
and the sun is a real
sure,
force or power.
sure, absolutely. But where does that lead
And
to a god? Where does that tie into a god? Where's
the
your god in
water.
that?
Well, those are what they describe as gods, right?
Okay. Yeah, you do know that the God of the Bible, Yahweh, was originally a volcano god, right?
No, well, I mean, there's all kinds of comparisons that can be made, and you don't know which came first or who
Are,
copied
vo-
from who.
are
Or
volcanoes a real force?
yeah, volcano is like lightning in the sun, right?
Right. So what's different about the gods that are suns and, whatever that you say don't exist, and
Well,
Yahweh, who is a volcano god, who's exactly the same
no,
thing? It's a
well, now you're trying to define my God, saying it's a volcano.
well, I mean, you said the God of the Bible, and Yahweh, Yahweh is the God of the Bible, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, the God of the Bible is the God of gods.
Okay.
So
Why?
he's the God. So he's the God of the volcano. He's the God of the sun. He's the God of the lightning. He's the God of gods.
Still don't get your point. I mean, you can claim it's the God of gods all you want. It's still
No,
like you've still got the same evidence that the Egyptians had for their gods and the Greeks had
by
for their gods.
that's why I'm saying by definition of the biblical God, he's the God of God, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords.
Oh, so you're trying to define him into existence. Is that what I'm
No, no,
getting
no,
here?
no, no, no. It's not my definition. That is the definition of the God of the Bible.
Okay, so what does that have to do with whether he exists or not?
Well, all those gods exist, right? They're real power, real forces.
No, they're not. The actual physical things behind the assumption that they are gods are physical forces. Just
No, they're not
because,
entities. They're not entities, but they're real forces and real powers.
well, just I could say that there's a god of my mobile phone. Just because my mobile phone can make phone calls doesn't mean there's a god.
But
You're
it depends on
confused. You're
forces.
confused. You're confused between an actual physical thing. When something attributes a god to that, it doesn't make the god real.
No, the forces in your phone are real, though.
But is the god I made up of my phone real now?
No, I'm saying
I'm
it's
going to
not.
call
It's
him
not an
Barney.
entity. It's not an
Well, I'm going to
entity.
call
It's a
him
power.
Barney. He's the god of my phone. And since my
But it
phone
is
is real and works and is a
real
force, then
force.
Barney is real.
But it is a real force, a real power. But
So,
Barney's not
so
a very impressive
yeah, but
force, though.
Doesn't
Barney's not
matter.
impressive to
It
me.
doesn't matter. Under your criteria, Barney must be real because my phone has real power and does real
No,
things.
but
So it must be real.
Does Barney impress you?
Sure,
Does he?
absolutely.
Is Barney a fearful God to you?
Why does that matter? That wasn't part of your criteria.
Oh,
No,
you're not following the conversation.
it's called a reductio ad absurdum. When you put in another thing into what you've just described, it becomes absurd. It's why Immanuel
What's
Kant,
absurd?
in his critique of pure reason, said that you
What's
can't.
absurd?
Well, the idea that just because something has something physical and you assign a god to that, then that god must be real is an
No,
absurd argument.
well, that's why I'm
Yeah, it
saying you
is.
have to know how to define a God.
Yeah, so I was covering this. So Immanuel Kant, in his critique of pure reason, covered why you can't define gods into existence like you're trying to do. It's because he used and he actually believed in God. Immanuel Kant. He was a evidentialist, but he believed there was
I'm
evidence
not.
of God. Not just let me finish. He believed in evidence of God, not just that you could define God into existence using these
So,
arguments. No,
so
let
you
me
think
finish.
I'm
So
defining?
he used a reductio ad absurdum
You
to put
think?
something. Let me finish. To put something absurd into the same argument and show that it could be used exactly the same way.
Okay.
It makes your argument absurd.
What's so absurd? Do you think? Do you think I'm defining lightning into existence, or I'm defining the sun into existence? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that you're defining
Oh, so
the
you're
God.
saying
No,
something
no,
that
no.
doesn't
Let
make
me finish.
sense.
You asked a question. Let me
Doesn't make
finish.
sense.
You asked a question. Let me finish. That you basically say something real exists. I'm going to throw God onto that and then claim it exists because the
No,
thing I'm assigning to it exists. And it's ridiculous. It's absolutely
no,
ridiculous.
it's not
Because,
ridiculous
yeah,
because
it
I
is.
didn't
Because
make the definition.
I can
I didn't.
assign Barney the lightning god to the lightning, and suddenly it exists. And
I didn't.
I can assign Gibbles the sea god, and suddenly that god exists. It's a
No,
reductio
no.
ad
Where does
absurdum
it
and shows
exist?
that, yeah, where does your
Is
god
it?
exist?
Is it a
Doesn't the sea
real?
exist? Doesn't the
Is it a
lightning
real?
exist? Doesn't my mobile phone exist?
Is it?
Doesn't everything exist? So any god I ascribe to it automatically exists by your own logic.
Is it a real power? Does it actually exist or not?
Yes.
Okay. And
Doesn't
where did it
lightning
come from?
exist? Doesn't the sea
So
exist?
where did it come
Doesn't
from?
my phone exist? Doesn't these things exist? So these gods
Okay,
must exist under your
let's
logic.
try another angle. Do you realize that everything costs something, that nothing is for free?
Everything costs something and nothing is for free.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a complete non sequitur. Like you've gone off on a tangent, having shown that like a reductio ad absurdum that this allows you to create gods out of nothing, and it's just absurd. You've then just changed the conversation
No, I'm
completely.
it's the same conversation. Nothing can exist
What do you
without a
mean by
cost.
nothing? What do you mean by nothing? What's nothing? Can you give me an
Nothing can
example of
exist.
nothing?
The
What's
energy
nothing?
in your phone can't exist without a cause, without a cost. It costs
The
something to charge
energy
your
in
phone.
my phone. Okay, all right. So this apparently is not changing the subject, which I find ridiculous. Because what the hell, man? What do you mean by nothing? Give me an example of nothing.
No, I'm not talking about nothing. I'm talking about your phone.
Well, you brought it up.
No,
Are you trying to ask how my phone was made?
I'm talking about something that exists is not without a cause. I'm not saying
Something that
nothing. I'm saying
exists is not without a
no
cause.
physical thing. I'm not saying nothing. I'm saying no physical
All right,
thing
I'm going to get this
can
down.
exist
So,
without a cost.
so something that exists must have a cause and a cost. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, must have a cause or a cost.
So the energy in your
Okay,
phone has a cost.
sure.
Your phone has a cost.
Well, yeah, I mean, I presume that it'd have a lot of different elements and stuff that goes into it, sure.
And so nothing is for free, or no physical thing is for free, not nothing.
Well, I was going to ask, does God exist?
I'm explaining you
Does God
aspects
exist? Does
aspects of
God
that.
exist? Does God
Yes, he
exist?
does.
Then
I'm
what
explaining,
then
I'm
what
showing
is
you how
his
God
cost?
exists
Then what is his cost and what is his cause?
because, well, see, that's the whole point.
Well, you just said
That
something that exists
at some
must have
point
a cause or a
you
cost.
can't,
And now you've said God exists. So therefore, God is
yeah,
something that exists and
but
must
I
have a
said,
cause or a cost.
no, notice I said every physical thing has a cost.
That's not what I wrote down. That's not what you said.
Yeah, every physical thing.
How do you know when something not physical has so non-physical things don't have a cause?
No, I'm talking about every physical thing has a cost. It's no physical thing is for free.
So God's not physical. He doesn't operate in the physical world anymore.
Not if he's the maker of physical things. He's not a physical thing.
So how do you know that non-physical things don't have a cause? How do you know that? Can you demonstrate that in some way?
Well, he would have to be eternal and infinitely
Why?
powerful
Why?
because you can't have an infinitely eternal and infinitely power physical thing.
So he doesn't exist because there's no infinitely powerful.
Physical thing. God is not physical.
That's not
You
what
can't
I
have,
asked. I said, how do you know
no,
that
hold on, slow
non-physical
down,
things do not have a cause?
take it easy, take it easy. You can't have an infinitely great physical thing.
Who says he's infinitely great? How do you know that?
But if everything is caused from something greater,
Hmm.
which it is, and
Everything is caused from something greater.
at some point you're going to have an infinitely physically great thing, which is nonsensical.
You just said everything is caused from something greater. What was God caused by?
Every, every physical thing.
Oh, it's physical now, is it?
Yeah, it's always been physical. We're talking about physical powers.
Is electricity physical?
Yes,
That's physical. So what's not
yes.
physical?
What?
What's not physical?
What's not physical
Hmm.
is the cause of this universe
How do you know? Can you demonstrate that?
because it can't be physical.
Why?
It can't have a physical cause. You can't have a physical cause for physical things.
Why?
That's nonsense. It's
You you
nonsensical.
you have just said, right? Do you realize what you've just said? You can't have a physical cause for physical things. You
Right.
actually said that.
Yes. Yes, I did.
So the cause of this coffee cup being picked up can't be physical because it's a physical thing, right?
No, the cause of the existence of the cup is not
No, you just said you can't
its
have
own
a
cause.
physical cause for
No, you're not
physical
understanding
things.
what I'm saying. You're not understanding or listening
I
to what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
you're understanding what you're saying. You're
Well,
saying
you
that
have to
the
listen to what
physical
I'm saying. The
things
coffee
can't
cup
cause
can't cause
physical things.
itself. The coffee cup can't cause itself. The coffee cup can't make itself. The coffee cup can't direct itself.
That's different than saying the cause is non-physical. Did the coffee cup magically come into existence? Is that what happened?
No, it always
Then a
has a
physical thing
greater.
caused the coffee cup, didn't it?
It always had. Well, it has. The
So
coffee cup is
physical
intelligently
things
designed.
can
You
cause
want to
physical
go there? The
things.
coffee cup is intelligently designed and designed by intelligence.
Well, let's get this straightened out first. Are you acknowledging that physical things can be caused by other physical things?
No, directed if it's directed. It has to be
Oh,
directed.
suddenly, if it's directed. So the way that
Yeah.
we understand that, plants grow and strangle other plants, and, the sun causes different interactions due to heat and physics, they're all
No, but
intelligent
you're
things
confusing
directed, are they?
living. You're confusing organic and non-organic things. You have to stick with one or the other.
Okay, so let's say chemical reactions. They're
That's
directed,
non-organic.
are they?
That's non-organic.
Neither is my coffee cup.
Yeah, it's non-organic, right?
Yeah.
So where's the direction?
I'm saying there is no direction. It's not directed. But
Oh,
physical things still cause other
so
physical
how did
things.
you get direction then if there's no direction in physical things?
They're reactions. They're chemical reactions. They're not directed. They just react to one another.
Yeah, but reactions aren't directed. They're not directions.
That's right. That's right. And physical things
Yeah,
cause
and
chemical
yet
reactions,
and
which
yet
are
you
all. Let
are.
me finish. Let me finish. Let me
Oh,
finish.
you don't want to
Let
go
me
there?
finish.
You don't want to go
No,
there?
no, no, no.
You
Let
are
me finish.
directed.
Let me finish. Be quiet. Let me finish.
Animals are
If
direct. Tell me, be
Are
quiet.
you going to let me finish, or are you just going to blab over the
Are
top
you
of me because
going to
you're scared of
address
what
the
I'm saying?
problem?
I
Are
am
you going to
addressing
address
the
the problem?
problem. I am addressing it. I'm
Okay,
addressing the
let
major
me see. Let me
problem you
see.
have. So you're basically saying that that everything physical can't be caused by something else physical, only when it's directed. But chemical reactions aren't directed, and it's a physical thing causing another physical thing. Which means that your statement, your assertion that physical things can't cause physical
It's
things unless they're directed is complete nonsense.
it's random physical reactions which has no intent or purpose or direction, which you do have.
Mhm.
Where
But
did you
that
get your
means that
intent and purpose?
you're
Where did you get your direction? Where did you get your intent and purpose?
I get
You
my intent and
avoided
purpose from
you
myself.
avoided addressing the
I get it
problem
from
again. You
myself.
avoided
I get my
you
intent and purpose from myself. I don't see why I would need anything else. Your
what?
statements are just absurd. Like direct things can't
What's
cause
absurd?
other
No,
physical
absurd
things
is
can't
for
cause
you
other
to get
physical
from
things
chemical
except when it's
reactions.
directed, except for these other exceptions which I hadn't thought of, except
No,
when I'm proven wrong and I can't admit that my statement was
absurd.
ridiculous.
Absurd is
Yeah,
to go from chemical reactions to directed things without explaining how. That's absurd.
no, you're saying the only
So how
time.
does it do
No, no,
that,
no, no,
Mark?
no, 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 no.
Mark,
You're saying the
how does
only
it do
time
that?
that a physical thing can cause another physical thing is
How does
when
it
there
do that?
is a objective, or what did you call it? A intent behind it. And then I demonstrated one that wasn't. And then you just don't want to talk about it. You just want to
Well, are
run
you
away
sure
and go,
there's
oh,
no
let's
intent
go off to
behind
this
it?
other thing.
How sure are you that there's
Chemical
no
reactions.
intent?
Chemical reaction. Can you show
How
intent
are
for
you
chemical
so sure
reactions?
there's no
Can you
intent behind
show
it?
intent for chemical reactions? Go on, show it. Show it.
Yeah,
Demonstrate it.
because you have
Demonstrate it.
intent and purpose.
Demonstrate it.
You have intent
Demonstrate.
and purpose. So
Demonstrate that chemical reactions have an intent. Go ahead. Go for it.
no,
No,
they
no,
don't.
no. No,
They
go.
don't.
Oh,
Their
they don't.
existence.
They don't.
Their
Oh, suddenly
existence
they
has an
don't.
intent and purpose.
Oh, so
Because if
everything
not,
has an intent.
because if not, you wouldn't exist.
So everything has an intent. Is that right?
No,
Everything.
there's an not the thing. The thing doesn't have an intent. The cause of the thing is intended for a purpose.
So everything has an intent.
20 of the most common elements are working
So
parts
you're
inside of
saying
you.
physical
20
things can't
elements.
cause other physical things unless they have an
20,
intent. And unfortunately for you, you can wrangle it with your language, so everything has an intent. So that means
well,
physical things can
obviously,
cause other physical
there's
things because
20,
everything has an intent to cause
there's
something else.
20, there's
Your
20
entire
elements.
your
The most
entire
common,
argument is such a fail. Like, you've said
there's
physical things can't
20.
cause other physical things unless it has an intent, and everything has an
No, the
intent because it
physical
was all
thing doesn't have
designed to have an intent.
the
So
physical thing
physical
doesn't
things
have an
can
intent.
cause other physical things.
No, the physical thing doesn't have an intent.
But it was designed to have an intent, so everything's got an intent. That's why
No, it
chemicals
was
can cause each other, and they're physical things. So therefore,
it
everything has
was
an intent,
it
and
was
physical things can
obviously
cause other physical
okay.
things, making your entire
Okay,
argument completely worthless.
so so it was designed to be programmable and programmed inside of you. That's
Oh,
intent and
now
purpose.
it's designed to be programmable and programmed inside of us. You want to add any more caveats to
That's
that one?
intent and purpose because it's programmable. Matter
So
is
chemicals were
programmable.
programmed
It's
inside of it.
programmable and it's
Sure.
programmed inside of you because that's the reason why you exist because the most common elements are programmable and programmed inside of you.
So
That's intent and
were
purpose.
chemicals programmed then?
Inside of you.
Were
Inside of you they are.
chemicals? What about other chemicals? Because they still react outside the human
What
body.
about
Like you
well, you
have.
have 20 of the most common elements programmed and
Okay, well, let's just
programmable and
say
programmed inside of
hydrochloric
you.
acid, right? It eats away at metals, for instance, and basically dissolves them. It's a chemical reaction, right? And you're saying that physical things can't cause other physical things without an
You
intent
wouldn't
behind it.
you wouldn't
Now,
be
that
alive.
reaction that causes that physical reaction that eats away at metal, right? You with me so far? That
You
physical
wouldn't be alive
reaction.
without hydrogen and chlorine. You wouldn't exist.
Just try to focus on hydrochloric acid,
Yeah,
which
try to
eats away at
focus on
metals.
the fact that the elements are programmable and programmed inside of you and essential to your existence.
But everything is made up of elements, so that means everything is programmable. Right?
Hydrogen and chlorine are essential to your existence.
Can you just answer my question? Is all of the elements programmable?
No, 20 of the most common elements are programmable and programmed inside of you. The other 20 most common elements are beneficial to your existence.
So
And
are
the
you
other
saying,
ones and the other ones tend to fall apart
so what are the
because they're too
elements that are
heavy.
not programmable? What are the elements that are not programmable?
Why do you care? It's the
Sorry?
heavy ones that are not programmable.
Well, I want to see because
You only care about the ones that aren't programmable, and you don't care
look,
about the
don't
20
dodge the
most common
question.
ones that are programmable
You've claimed that
and
some
essential to
elements
your
are
existence.
You've claimed that some elements are not programmable. What are they? Give me one. Give me just one.
The heavier metals.
The heavier metals, lead,
Yeah,
plutonium,
plutonium. Lead is still okay. I
plutonium,
think lead is,
plutonium. So there's
yeah,
no intent.
plutonium,
There's
all
no
the heavy
intent.
radioactive elements that fall
Right.
apart.
Okay.
Okay,
So there's no intent to plutonium. It doesn't. It's one of the physical things that has no intent. Is that correct?
so you're going to discount all the intent and purpose from the most common programmable elements programmed inside of you because if you
I didn't discount
get
anything.
heavier elements, they're destructive.
I didn't discount
So you're
anything.
going
What
to
I'm
discount everything else, everything you see in nature, all the programming and
Yeah, so
intent and purpose,
that's what we call a
and you're just
straw
going to throw
man
everything
fallacy.
out.
Yeah, that's what's called a straw man fallacy. You're setting up my arguments for me in order to knock down easier ones than the ones that I'm actually making. Don't
But
tell
you
me
don't.
what my arguments are. You're just straw manning.
You're still ignoring the 20 most common elements that are programmable and programmed inside of you and
I'm not
essential to your
ignoring
existence.
anything. I'm not ignoring anything. What I'm saying is that
Oh,
plutonium still has
so
physical
so let's
reactions.
go
Let
back.
me finish. Hey, man, let me finish. I let you finish.
If
Let
you're
me
not
finish.
ignoring things, if you're not ignoring anything, let's go back to how you
Yeah,
get
I'm
chemical
not doing this. I
reactions
am
to
not
have
letting you
intent and
just
purpose.
talk over the top of me like a rude
How do you
asshat.
get
No way. So if
chemical
plutonium
reactions to have
makes
intent and
physical
purpose?
reactions, plutonium has physical reactions that we use to generate power, and that is a physical change that occurs with plutonium.
Can you
Okay, so physical things can create
do
other
you have
physical
plutonium
things.
in your room?
Well, no, but I do know somebody that's
Okay,
worked in a
so
nuclear
forget
power plant.
plutonium for right now. You don't confuse yourself with
No, I'm
plutonium
not going
right
to
now.
forget plutonium. There are physical changes that occur with
Well,
plutonium.
so you're going to ignore all
And so
the
physical
written.
things can cause other physical things. And according to you,
You're
plutonium
going to ignore
has no
all the
intent
written
whatsoever.
programming inside of you.
Plutonium has no intent whatsoever, yet it still causes other physical things. So your claim that physical things only with intent, because plutonium doesn't have intent, according
It
to
doesn't
you.
have intent. No chemicals have intent. You're talking gibberish.
Well, you're the one that said it.
I never said that chemicals have intent or purpose.
So chemicals don't have intent or purpose. Is that right?
I'm saying the cause of the existence of
Okay,
the
so let's
programmable
get
matter
this down, because I keep
that's
writing down what
programmed.
you
Are you going to
say,
talk
and
over me? Oh, you're going to talk
I
over me
keep
now?
writing down what you say, and you
So you're
keep
going to talk
changing
over
it
me while I'm
completely.
trying to explain my
All right,
position that
I'll
you
take
say
it
you
down.
want to understand. You want to understand my position, and you're going to talk over me while I'm explaining it.
Go for it. Sorry, I'll write it down.
I'm repeating myself.
You're changing what you're saying. I don't know
No,
about
I'm not
repeating
changing
yourself.
anything.
Yeah, you
I'm
are.
clarifying and explaining it so you can understand. You have chemical reactions that go from chemical reactions to being directed with intent and purpose and written instruction inside of you. How does that happen?
So what do you mean by that go to intent and purpose? What do you mean that the chemical reactions, they don't have intent and purpose, but they go to intent and purpose? I don't understand what you mean by that.
So you don't understand that chemical reactions themselves have no intent of their own?
Well, of course, I don't think they have any intent whatsoever, not just of their
Yeah,
own
but you
at
do.
all.
But you do
I
have
do.
intent and purpose, and you
Sure.
consist of chemical reactions, right? You consist of
Well,
chemical reactions, right?
that's not what generates the intent and purpose. It's my
So
brain that
how did you get the written instruction inside of you from
what
chemical
written
reactions?
instruction? What written instruction?
The ones that order you to be a human.
Nothing orders me to be human. I just am human.
Yeah,
That's not.
you are ordered by a pre-existing written set of instructions to be a
No, it wasn't.
human. If
No, it
not,
wasn't.
if not, you wouldn't be a human.
Are you talking about
The only
DNA?
reason why you're a human is because of the pre-existing written orders that order you to be a human.
Are you talking about DNA?
Where did that come from?
Are you talking about DNA?
I'm talking about the instructions that order you to be a human.
Can you point me
And
to these
it's more
instructions?
than DNA.
Okay, can you point to those in
It's
some way?
more than
Can you
nuclear
direct me to
DNA.
that in some ways? Because I
It's
don't know
more
what the
than
hell you're
nuclear
talking about.
DNA. It's more than mitochondrial DNA.
Then what is it?
There's more instruction inside of you than you have that you know about.
That's a nice
There's
claim, a
more
cool
instruction
story.
inside of you than the scientists know about.
Yeah, cool
I'm
story.
talking
Where is
about the
it? Where
pre-existing
is it?
written
Where is
set
it? Where is it? Can
in
you
the
point
sugar
to
in
it?
the
Yeah, you can just
carbohydrates
claim
in the
anything you
cell.
want.
It's all over in the cells. It's all
Cool
over inside of the
story,
cells,
bro.
and they
Yeah, if
don't
you're not even
understand it
if you're not even
completely.
gonna if you're not
They
even gonna
don't even know
describe it
where
or
the
explain it,
instruction
it's
is coming
pointless me
from.
being here. It's pointless me
So,
being here if you're just gonna make empty,
so
worthless
how
assertions
do you go
with
from
nothing to
chemical
back it up.
reactions to having written instructions that order you to be a human? How does that happen?
I don't have written instructions that order me to be a human.
So you're not a human.
I don't have written it. I am a human.
You're
That
not
is
a
what I
human.
am. No,
So
I
you
am a
weren't
human.
ordered. You
I
weren't
don't
ordered
have
to be a
written
human.
instructions. Can you please provide the
What
written
were you ordered
instructions
to
that
be?
order you to be a human?
What
Can
were
you
you
point
ordered
to
to
them?
be? What are you? What are you?
I wasn't ordered to be anything.
Oh, you're not a human then.
So you're just making a straw man and various logical fallacies that misinterpret it like my side of things. I think you're
Can't
very
you see
dishonest. You're incredibly
how
dishonest.
absurd your attack on God is? Can't you see
No,
how absurd that is?
no,
Yeah,
no. I see how
because you
pathetic you
can't
are
explain
with
you can't
your
explain
empty,
how chemical
worthless,
reactions result.
tragic, pathetic assertions with nothing to
You
back them
can't
up
explain
whatsoever.
how you were ordered to be a human.
You can't explain how you were ordered to be a human.
Yeah, I was ordered by a
Oh, where is
pre-existing
it? Where
written
is it?
word.
Where is it? Where is this word inside you? Can you
Well,
bring it
part of
out?
it
Can you
is in
show
the
it to me?
nuclear
Can we
DNA, part of
perform an
it's in the
autopsy on?
mitochondrial,
Oh,
and part
oh,
of it's
yeah,
in the
it's all just
carbohydrates and
hidden.
sugars inside of it.
Wow, what a fucking
Oh, you're
joke.
not listening?
Wow.
Yeah, you're
No,
not
you're an
listening.
idiot,
Yeah,
man.
you're
You're an
not listening.
idiot.
Okay.
You're telling me what I should believe, and it's quite
Yeah,
frankly,
you
it's
should
insulting and
believe that you
pathetic.
were ordered to be a human. You should believe that, yes.
You should get a grip on reality, dude.
That
Seriously.
is the reality. I'm
No,
telling you
it's
what the
not.
reality
No,
is.
it's not. Until you give some evidence to show me of it, I don't believe
It's
you. All I think is that
observable.
you're a
Just
crackpot on the internet. Like,
learn
oh, you
some
were ordered to
biology.
believe in
Learn
your
some
shared
biology.
humanity by my imagination. You're deluded as hell. Like,
No,
when
you're
I
the one that
ask for
you're the
evidence of
one that
something, your instinct is just
okay,
to assert it over
so
and over
how
and over and
so
over. It's
how were
pathetic.
you ordered to
It's
be a human?
pathetic.
How were you ordered to be a human?
I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't. Do you want to keep doing this? I wasn't. Do you want to keep doing this?
So
I
you're not a
wasn't.
human. So you're not a human. You want
Okay,
to
so
do it? You're not a
that's
human.
what's
Who
called
are
a
you?
loaded question fallacy. Okay,
What are you?
I am a human.
What are you?
I am a human.
Okay, so where did you get the instructions to be a human from?
DNA?
A pre-existing written word
No,
recombined
DNA.
inside of you.
No, I didn't answer a
Half from
pre-existing
your
word. I said
father,
DNA.
half from your mother.
It's not written, it's chemical. It's nothing written about it. You don't understand simple biology. I'm not
Okay,
even a
if it
biologist,
wasn't
and I understand that.
if it
It's
wasn't
chemical.
concatenated, if it wasn't there, you wouldn't be a human.
So you said this written word went beyond DNA. Where is the beyond DNA?
What do you mean
Where
beyond
is
DNA?
this? That's what you
Where's
said.
what?
I wrote it down. What the hell is wrong with you? What is wrong with your memory?
Where's
You
what?
don't remember what you said. The written word that is beyond DNA and beyond science and beyond all these things that you pull out of your ass.
It's more than nuclear DNA. It's more
Yeah,
than
well,
mitochondrial
where's the
DNA.
rest of it? Because we see
And
DNA.
the
We have evidence
carbohydrate, you're
for
not
DNA.
listening.
We don't
You're
have
not
evidence for your
listening.
magical substance that's
You're
supposed to
not
be the
listening
written
and you
word that
don't care.
defines you as
Apparently, you
being a
don't
human.
care that
Uh,
you have more instruction and information inside of you than the nuclear and the mitochondrial DNA, and you don't care about it.
it's cool. I like that it's cool. It's very interesting,
Where's
but
the
it
instruction
doesn't
besides?
get you to any god. It doesn't
So
get you to a god.
let me see how well you're listening. Let me see how well you're listening. Where else does the information come from?
Where
If
else
it's
does
not
the
the nuclear,
information come from? What do you
if it's
mean by
not the
that?
mitochondrial, if it's not the nuclear, where's the additional information coming
What
from?
additional information? Everything that needs to define me as a human comes from DNA.
You're not listening.
No,
You're not
you're
listening.
not listening. You're not listening. You're basically just making assertions.
See, you
When
don't
I've
care.
asked
You
for
don't care
evidence,
about what the facts are.
could you not it's like just speak over the top of me? I've asked for evidence
How
of
about
these things, and
would you like
your
to speak
problem is you
to
can't give any evidence whatsoever for this.
would you like to speak to John Maddox?
Not really. I think he's a douchebag.
No.
Is John listening in right now?
He's been laughing in the background, yeah.
So why can't John debate me on modern day debate? Why does he have to like sort of give excuses and stuff? Why can't he come on modern day debate?
I think you would have a hard time with him if you
All right.
can't
Well,
even answer my questions. I'm not even an educated, learned person, and
that's obvious.
you're having a hard time answering
I'm
where
not having a hard
and
time answering
how
your questions. The problem is that
okay, then
I've given
how
the
did
same answer for the same question over and over, and you keep using logical fallacies like loaded questions to try and put words into my mouth. Say, oh, so you're not human. Really, you think that's an honest question? You really do?
no,
Seriously?
you don't think You don't think you were ordered to be
No, I
human?
don't think I was ordered
So
to be
you
a
were
human
ordered.
because
What
that
were
is
you
such
ordered to
a.
be?
See, that's a loaded question. It's just a sneaky, dishonest, really, really crappy way to pose a question to somebody. I wasn't ordered to be anything. DNA is just a chemical
Then you
reaction that
were. Then you're
science
not a
wants to
human.
grow into.
Then if you weren't
See,
ordered, you're
it's
not a human.
questions like these to why nobody fucking takes you
Then you're not a
seriously.
human. You're not
No
a
one
human.
takes
What
you
are you?
seriously. What are
What are
you?
you? I'm a
What are
human.
you? So am
I'm a
I.
human. I was ordered to be a human.
So are you calling me not a human now? Is that what
What
you're
were
saying?
you
I'm
ordered to
not
be?
human. Are you saying
What
that I'm not human? Are you saying that
what
I'm
were
not
you
human?
ordered
Are
to
you
be?
saying that I'm not human?
No,
Listen,
you
listen,
said
listen,
you were
listen.
not
I've
ordered.
answered your stupid questions
So
five, six,
what were
seven
you ordered to
times
be?
now. I'm not answering the same question again. There, you've
If
gotten
you
your
weren't
answer.
ordered to be
Do you
human,
think I am not human? Do
what
you think
were
I am
you
not
ordered
human?
to
Do
be?
you think I am not human?
You were the one that said you're not human.
No, I said I wasn't ordered to be human. You got to listen better. You got to listen better. You don't pay attention, do you? You don't pay attention.
If you weren't ordered to be a human, you're not a human.
I've already answered this question.
So what were you ordered to be if you weren't ordered to be a
I've
human?
already answered this question.
No, yeah, you can't
I've
answer
already
it. You
answered
don't
this
have an
question.
answer.
I have. I've answered this question, sir. All you're doing is just being obnoxious, asking the same thing over and over, using loaded questions just to try and frustrate the opposition because
It's not a
you
loaded
can't give
question. It's
evidence for
reality.
anything that you've
It's
claimed. You can't
reality
give any
staring
evidence.
you in the
So what
face.
you want to do is just frustrate the opposition because you have
It's
no argument.
reality
So that's
staring
all
you
you
in the
do.
face.
You and Maddox and the rest of his cronies do exactly the same thing. Upon not
It's
having an
reality
argument, all
staring
you
you in
do
the
is try
face,
to
and
frustrate.
you refuse.
Cool story,
You
bro. That's a
refuse to
nice
acknowledge
claim.
the obvious.
Just empty, hollow, worthless assertions with nothing to back it up besides your own inflated ego. That's all you've got. And in the failure to provide any evidence whatsoever, all you do is just assert the same thing over and over, use the same stupid questions to try and frustrate the opposition, and then you don't get anywhere. That's why nobody takes you seriously at all.
So how far are you getting with your denial of being ordered to be a human? How far are you getting?
How far am I getting? What? How far am I getting to what?
With
What are
your
you talking
denial of
about?
having been ordered to be a human.
Well, I mean, I have
How
a
far are you
great
getting
life.
in life?
Yeah,
How far are you getting in life? How is your life
yeah, I
going?
have a great life.
You're
I mean, I've
denying
got
that
friends, I've got a wife. I
you're
really enjoy
denying
my life. How do you enjoy your
well,
life?
denying the reality that you were ordered to be a human.
I am
Denying
human.
the reality,
Are
denying
you
the obvious
denying that
truth.
I'm human? Is that
So
where this is going? You're going to deny
I
that
didn't
I'm
say
human?
anything like that.
Well, that's what you seem to be
I didn't
insinuating.
say
Can we
anything
get a
like that.
definitive answer on that? Do you think
No,
I am
I'm not
human? Do
insinuating
you
that.
think I am
I'm the
human?
one.
Do
I'm the
you think
one
I am
trying to
human?
explain to
Do
you.
you think I am human? Do
I'm
you think I am
I'm
human?
trying to explain to
Do
you
you
that you
think
were
I am
ordered to be a
human? Do
human.
you think I am human?
I know
Do
you
you
were
think
ordered to be a
do you
human. I
think I
don't
am
think
human?
you're a human. I
Do
don't
you
think
think
you're
I
a human. I know you were ordered to be a human, so cut
do
it
you
out.
think I'm human?
I know you were ordered to be a
Do
human.
you
Cut it
think
out.
I'm human? Do you think I'm
I know
human?
for a fact you were ordered to be a
Do
human,
you think I
Mark
am
Reid.
actually a human instead of just ordered to be one? Do
Of
you think
course
I
you were
am
ordered to
human?
be a human.
Do you think I am human?
So you want me to deny that you
Do
were
you
ordered to be a
think
human?
I am human? Do you think I am
Do you
actually
want me to
human?
deny
Do
that you were
you
ordered to be a
think
human?
I am
I
actually
already
human?
said
Do you think I
I
am
already
actually
said that you were
human?
ordered to
Do
be a
you
human. That
think
should
I
be
am
enough.
actually human? That's not answering the question. Do you think I am actually human? Do you think I'm actually human? It's a simple
You were
question, a yes
ordered
or
to be
no.
human.
Do you think I am actually
You were
human? Do
ordered.
you think I am
You were
actually
ordered.
human? Do you think
You
I'm
were
actually
ordered to
human?
be
Do you think
human.
I am in actuality human? Not just ordered, but in actuality
You
human.
are, yeah, you are a human
I
because you
am
were
a
ordered to be
human.
human.
Thank you. Then why are you asking me if I am human if you already know the answer?
No, you don't believe that you were ordered.
Why are you asking me if I am human if you already know the answer? It's a simple question.
No. I'm asking you
Yes.
if you know that you were
Yes.
ordered to be a human. Do you
Yes.
know that you were ordered to be a human? Stop
I, do,
obfuscating.
I was not ordered to be a human.
You're throwing up a smoke screen and
No, I'm
obfuscating.
not. I'm
Yes,
saying that
you
you
are.
keep asking, what are you then, when you know the answer? And this ties
No,
back
because
into
you denied
you
that you
don't
were
have
ordered
an
to be human.
argument, so you're just trying to frustrate me. Go, what are you? When you already know
Because you
the answer, it
denied
is so dishonest and just,
you denied having been ordered to be a human. You
yeah.
denied having been ordered to
Yeah,
be a human.
nobody came up to me and said,
When
hey, you're going to be
everybody
human.
knows that you have instructions to be a human. Everybody knows you were instructed to be a human, Mark Reid.
What do you mean by instructions? That's different than orders.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Don't confuse yourself.
No,
Don't
it's not.
confuse yourself. It's not complicated.
No, it's
It's
not.
not
No,
complicated.
it's not. And it
You
is.
have
DNA is
directives, you
incredibly
have written
complicated.
directives, you have
Nobody has
orders
ever said that DNA
to make
and
you a human.
genetic instructions are simple. If you're saying that they're simple, then you seriously, man, what the hell?
Smokey's here. He might want to have a word with you
Yo,
if he's.
how's it going, guys? How you doing?
Yo,
Hey,
wow,
What's up, Smoke?
Mark,
wow.
if it helps you out, I'll let you know. I don't think you're human. I think you're a stupid chimp. So
Oh,
if
really?
that helps you out, I know that you think you're nothing other than a slightly more evolved monkey, and I actually agree with you. I think you're a dumb primate. So I'd actually agree with all of that. So what semblance of moral code do you rely to in order to say that something is right or wrong? I'm just wondering.
Okay, so that for a start is a personal attack or an ad hominem, maybe, depending on
What?
your definitions
There's
of
no
them.
argument yet, retard. So there's nothing to ad hom. It's just a statement of an observation of you being a dumb ape. So would you like to continue on to the moral question?
Yeah, like if you guys are going to continue this way, I'm going to tell you to fuck off and then
Oh, you
just
can do
leave
that.
because you're a
You can do that.
fucking dickwad, man. Like
You're an
seriously.
absolute waste of biological matter, dude. So I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking
you're the
about. You're a complete
fucking
utter embarrassment.
distended ass
This
out of
is
a
why you come and
baboon's
argue with
fucking
Jungle.
rectum, you
This is why you
dumb
run from everyone.
motherfucker.
This is why you run from everyone, you coward cockroach piece of trash. This is why you run. This is why you only show up here and in side chat and MDD because you're a coward and you're completely incapable of making any feasible points. It's absolutely laughable. You are nothing but an idiot trash clown, dude.
Yeah, let's try to keep the language from foul language, if possible.
Yeah, sorry, Jungle. You know me. I'm not exactly, this guy's gonna act like a clown. I'm gonna throw it right back.
He's he's getting worked up.
So why don't you answer the moral question, big brain? We'd love to hear it.
Well, they think they're so smart. I mean, I don't.
Oh, I'm not
Oh,
muted
this
anymore.
this
Okay.
one's dumb as a sack
They
of Alabama dirt, man. And I just want him to
they
answer the question.
they
What are
think
you
they're
so
so
angry
smart.
about? Are you triggered? Is that what it is?
Hey, Mark, do you have a problem with me calling all the atheists and MDD side chat a bunch of idiotic autists? Do you hate that?
Oh, so you're still angry that I got
I'm
your
still
wrench
angry.
removed.
No, I don't really care.
Oh, I know who this
But I do
guy is.
remember you. I do remember you
This
whining and
guy is
bitching
the
and moaning like a
smoky
little
guy who
born
basically
Buddha.
attacks people on MDD and got thrown off in disgrace. I remember
No,
you.
no, actually, I
He got
remember debate on
thrown
MDD
off in
coming on.
absolute
Hey, Mark,
disgrace
how many debates have
because
you
you
done on
just
MDD?
couldn't keep
Hey,
unbiased
Mark.
and you couldn't
Hey,
keep
Mark,
your
how many
mouth
debates?
under control. Oh,
Hey,
I
Mark,
remember
how many
this guy.
debates?
This is
Hey,
hilarious.
Mark. Hey, Mark, how many debates you done on MDD? How many debates you done?
None so far. I was
Oh,
going to
none.
do one, but
Oh, well, that's funny because I've done 12. So
he had
I don't
lost
know
all
where you're
12. It's
getting off.
hilarious. You've lost every single one that you've been on. It's been fucking hilarious.
Oh,
You should
really?
go on more, man. I
Oh,
love
wait a
laughing
minute.
at you.
Oh,
I
so I lost
love
Hey,
laughing.
hey, Mark.
Oh, wait, will they let you on
Hey,
anymore because you
Oh,
just
yeah. I
screwed
got
up your
another.
own thing by running your mouth off?
I got another one
Funny.
coming up.
Running your mouth off seems to be something you
Yeah.
do a lot,
And not
Smokey,
only
and
do I
you
have a debate coming
generally
up, I'm
tend
also
to end
telling.
up bad. Oh, this
I'm
guy's
also telling you
hilarious.
views.
I love that you brought this guy on. He's just a laugh, hey. He's just so angry at the shit that he causes to himself. It's hilarious.
You never answered or
He can't
addressed
answer.
how that
You can't answer. He's
chemical
too
No, I
got
want to. I want to
drafted.
see him get even angrier. This guy's freaking hilarious. Go for it, dude. Like,
Oh, so
get
you want to
angry.
ignore
It's
the
hilarious.
issues.
Oh,
You
you
wanna
guys
ignore
are
the
not
issue.
even taking this seriously,
This is
so I don't know
hilarious.
why I should. Like, I come on. You bring this clown on who just starts
Don't you think
insulting
it's
me
the other
straight
way
out of the gate.
around?
Why would I interact with this fucking dipshit?
Why
Seriously.
would you interact with anyone, Mark? Why would you interact with anyone?
Mark, you're using foul language. Please stop it with the foul language. Okay?
He can't help it. He has a trash soul and trash character. He can't even help himself.
Oh yeah, so your language is so lovely, isn't it, Smokey? Or you do
Well,
it all to yourself. You
least
run
it's
your mouth
clever.
off, you talk, and and then you get yourself into trouble
Hey, let me
because
ask you, Mark.
somebody complains about
let
you,
me ask
and
you.
then you want to
Hey,
blame the entire world for picking on
Hey,
poor little
Mark.
me.
Mark, you
Oh,
said
it's
last.
so sad. It's so
Hey, Mark.
sad. I
Hey,
feel
Mark.
so bad for you, man. Oh no,
Hey,
wait.
Mark.
No, I don't. That was that
Hey,
was just
we're
some
trying
gas.
to
I
talk.
don't
Hey,
actually
Mark.
feel
Mark,
bad
You
for
we're
think
you.
you
trying to
could?
have a
You think you
conversation.
could take
Yeah,
the
no,
hoodie off while you're
I'm not
indoors? 'Cause it's
interested
about
in
to rain.
talking to this guy. Have you gotten that yet? I'm not interested in talking to him. I'm really not.
Because
If
I'll
I
own
come
you.
on
Because
and
I'll
the
Well,
wreck
first
you.
thing you
I'll show
do
what a
is
degenerate,
insult,
dumb
call me
moron you are.
names, call me stuff, why would I talk to
Yeah,
you?
you're scared.
Why
You're a
would I talk
spineless
to you?
little cockroach rat. That's what you are. You're not even a monkey. You're not even a
I
dumb primate. You're a rat.
So
You're a
he's just
rodent.
proving
You
my
run
point.
away
This
from
is what he's
inside the
like.
garden of
Why
the
would
channel.
anybody talk to
You're a
this guy?
coward.
Like anybody. See, look at
You're a
him.
coward. Hey,
All
dude, I
he
want
is
to
full
ask
of is
you. Hey,
personal
dude, I want
attacks,
to ask
ad
you a
hominems,
question.
and
I
just
want to ask you a
fallacious
question because you said something
insults.
bold.
He's
Hey,
just
retard.
abusive.
You said
Why would
something
I?
bold.
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
Hey,
no,
but
you
he
said
I'm
was
not going
something
to
trying to
bold,
waste
ask a
and
my
I'd like to
question
time
ask
with
you a
earlier.
you
question about it.
absolute offensive people.
He was trying to ask a
I'd like
question.
I want to ask him a question because he said, okay, well, he's going to run. He's going to run because he's a coward. Because here's the question. He said, I lost every single debate. So I was asking him, first of all, to answer the question, like, okay, well, how did I lose each one of these debates? And then I'll watch him fumble and not be able to answer the question and prove that he's just making a biased opinion statement that absolutely has no substantiation because he's an idiot trash clown. And then I would turn around and point out the debate with T Jump and ask him, hey, Mark, are you a big brain that thinks that T Jump won the debate with me when he said that physical life could emerge from a non physical universe? That basically life could have still emerged even if the universe didn't? Yeah, that's what T Jump said in our debate. And then Mark Reid's going to talk about how T Jump won that debate. These people don't even have functional brains. Anyway, what
It's
a
amazing.
dunce.
He was ignoring everything I said anyway, so I'm not really, it doesn't bother me that he left because he wasn't even addressing the issues. He wasn't even facing the
No, he
issues.
wasn't. He was running away from everything. He answers nothing. He just spurgs around. This is the thing. These online atheists, Jungle, they're just mentally worthless. Just completely fundamentally mentally worthless. All they can do is throw out infinite denialism. Like, even if they don't have a good reason to deny, they just deny, deny, deny. Atheism is nothing more than a black hole of ideas. It doesn't provide anything to reality. It provides nothing to society. It provides nothing to personal lives other than nothing but meaningless nihilism. It's basically the exact ideology that gives a propensity to people to commit suicide and engage in substance abuse because they're so sick of their disgusting, useless, worthless, nonsensical lives
Yeah,
that they just
yeah,
self-destruct all the time.
that's a big, huge problem. It is. And
Well, this is what atheism
the world
brings.
is in a horrible,
Atheism
horrible shape.
offers atheism offers literally nothing other than the negation of everything good. That's literally the only thing atheism has ever offered is just the destruction of ideas. It doesn't offer any replacement ideas. It doesn't offer anything positive. It doesn't give any answers. It constantly attacks everything around it. It's a
Yeah,
black hole. It's a complete black
yeah,
hole.
yeah. I agree 100%. It has no positive position. It has nothing to contribute. It only tears down and destroys everything.
Yeah. Just a disaster. I appreciate you
Because
letting me
they,
in, Jungle, because I was ready to lay out on him because he was just irritating the hell out of me this whole conversation.
Yeah, it's like, they think they have something to say, and then they get in a discussion like this, and they don't have anything to say.
Exactly.
So
Jungle, I hope you do more of these. I like seeing you do these little challenges and debate throwdowns and like talks like this. I hope you do a bit more of these, bro. I was happy to see this on my YouTube feed,
yeah,
bro. I'd like to see you do more of this.
yeah, I would love to do it. It's a matter of getting somebody who'll bite the bait to do
No,
it.
hey man, I'm there with you. I get it. These people are
And
cowards. They run from challenges. I know.
and and Mark Reid apparently didn't know better.
So anyway,
He
so let
took
me
the
tell you
bait.
guys the story too, by the way. And it's the story of me losing my wrench over on MDD. But of course, this is before everyone lost their wrenches because MDD changed their thing, for how they give mods. And now it's just a complete and utter disaster. But when I got rid of my wrench, it's because I came in and was having an argument with someone in side chat. And I called them, I basically just asked them, like, dude, you're arguing like an autistic person. Are you autistic? And then Mark Reid whined to MDD. It's like, hey, someone with a wrench called someone autistic. Are you going to allow that? And then that's where my wrench went. And so Mark Reid is just a
Well,
cowardly, spurgy, little
yeah,
slopping wet vagina. And he just whines and
but don't
complains
feel
and makes
bad.
a bunch of noise, offers nothing.
I was never given a wrench, so don't feel bad because. And then when they did give me the wrench, it was to make me shut up and be quiet and not say anything.
Actually,
So
it's funny because I challenged James to a debate, like actually the moderator James to a debate, and I don't know if he's going to
yeah,
answer it, but I'm also trying to get an actual capitalism socialism thing set up too over there as well. So we'll see what happens. I kind of enjoying debating on Standing's channel with all the theology topics. That's kind of where I'd like to spend more of my attention this summer. I don't know if you caught
yeah,
my debate with Powell, but that was fun, man. I want to do some more of those. I got an annihilationism debate against CJ coming up on the 3rd. I'm going to try to get a debate with Chris Date on
yeah. Actually, I
annihilationism.
saw
So
I saw the debate. Actually, I did see the debate with Matt Powell, and it was interesting because his his background or his upbringing is almost it's close to what the way I was raised, and I
right,
know there's a lot of problems. I mean, not serious problems, but there are some problems with people that were raised like that. And I know what
right,
they are.
right,
At
right.
least I know
No,
what some of
exactly.
them are. Maybe
It's been a hot
somebody
minute
could
since I
point
rapped
out.
with you, Jungle. It's kind of nice. It's been a hot minute since we chatted like this. I'm enjoying it. Good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I haven't been around too much because I've been busy, but I'll snatch up the opportunity to have a discussion with an atheist or
Yeah, man.
somebody.
Yeah. No, Mark runs from everyone. I was actually kind of surprised to hear him see him show up here because he runs from everyone, man. Like
Right,
he just runs from every single challenge.
right.
He won't answer questions. He won't answer challenges. He just sits there and throws out his worthless, mentally vacuous opinions, and then thinks we're supposed to
That's
respect them.
that's why I'm
What
saying
a
he
show, man.
probably must not have known better. He didn't know better.
Yeah,
He didn't
yeah,
know
yeah.
better
What a pure
what would
shaman.
happen if he.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you let me
No,
in to
but
kind of
it
round
was
that
good.
out. I wish he would have answered at least one of my questions instead of just sitting there making noise the whole time. But well, that's Mark. We don't expect much.
Yeah.
I really would
Well,
like
it's
him to tell me how I lost all those debates. I'd really like him to point out the argument that I failed at, and because he can't. I would argue that Mark Reid is so incredibly stupid that I would actually bet that if I was to challenge him to even name an argument, not even a refutation to an argument, just to name a single argument that I actually presented in any of the debates that he claimed that I
yeah,
lost. Just name one. And I would guarantee you beyond a shadow of a doubt, he can't name one. He can't even name one that I used, let alone the
yeah.
refutation for it. I could guarantee it.
That would be specifics which they never address.
Nope. It's just, oh, you
They
lost
never
all your
address.
debates. Well, how many debates have you had, Mark? Oh, right, 0. Right. Okay, interesting. All right. Well, would you like to tell me how I lost those debates? Oh, you can't? It's just your opinion? Oh,
He
good.
just
Well,
he just had one. He just had one just now.
yeah, here's his first. It was a failure.
Which, yeah, I mean, it can only go that way. It won't turn out any other way. They'll always
Yeah.
be speechless with nothing to say, nothing, no
Yeah.
explanation, nothing to say.
Yeah. 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 Disaster. Disaster. Pure
It can't.
Shonda. Pure Shonda.
Yeah,
Shame on you, Mark. Shame on you, Mark, for wasting everyone's time tonight trying to give you even
yeah,
a
Shonda, yeah.
semblance of passable human credibility. Shame on you. Shame on you for us trusting you that you might be able to engage like an actual like functional adult. Shame on you for giving us false pretenses, sir. Anyway, hey Jungle,
Yeah, it's
I
a
appreciate
shame.
you, man.
I mean, yeah.
No, it is a shame. It is a
All
shame.
right. Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna
I
run.
appreciate your conviction too. You have a lot of conviction there. So I
Well, thank you,
appreciate
bro. I
your
appreciate you too, Jungle. I appreciate
efforts.
you and all the fun stuff you've been doing on your channel too, especially all that chromosome stuff. I try to watch some of it here and there, but I'll be honest, I'm probably a little behind. I don't know how much of it I'm following, but it's
Yeah,
really interesting stuff. So, yeah, man,
yeah.
I
I
hope to
wa
see you do more of this. I hope to see you do more of this. Get some people on the channel and argue with them, man. I like this.
Yeah, and I'm open. I'm extending the offer to anybody that wants to have a discussion with me. Maybe they can pick up where Mark Reid was unable to explain himself.
There you go. Exactly. Well, I'm gonna head out, Jungle. I just wanted to come in and kind of just point out his idiocy for a few minutes, and I appreciate you. Thanks for letting me in, bruv. And I really hope you
Yep.
have yourself a great night, man. Come on by sometime. Come on by my stream sometime and pitch some ideas and stuff, man. It's good to see you.
Okay. All right.
All right, take
All
care,
right.
bros.
Take care. So yeah, I was really kind of surprised today. Now that he mentioned the Y chromosome, my favorite subject, I was kind of, I already knew this, but I was watching a documentary on Alexander the Great and how he moved all the way to India. And what's so amazing, so shocking, is that when Alexander the Great moved from Greece or wherever he was to India, he brought along with him the TY chromosome and the LY chromosome, both of which are Grecian Y chromosomes. And of course, the T is the Javan Y chromosome, and the L is the Thracians. So he brought the Thracians and the Javans, which are like a sea people, the Greek sea people, and he brought them to India. And those Y chromosomes are there in India to this day. The TY chromosome and the LY chromosome in significant amounts. And it just, you know, so amazing. I just, my head just explodes. But anyway, that was amazing. So yeah, I could go on, but I'm a little bit tired right now because I switched to daytime mode, and but I appreciate everybody participating and watching, and everybody that is going to watch this live stream or the stream later. And I hope people will consider, especially the atheists. I hope they'll consider, you know, what they're making fun of and what they're mocking and what they're attacking. They're attacking the truth. They're attacking the absolute truth of God's word, the biblical God, which is the only true God. And I went through step by step and explained to him how God is defined, and he still was unable to go there. He just doesn't want to go there. They just have a mental block and they don't want to go there. But God bless everybody. Take care and stay close to God, and he will draw near to you.